Welcome to QEG and Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week an inside look into sports, wellness, and into fitness. Well, this week we profile Onalaska High School football with one of the very best, senior Landon Peterson. Welcome to the show, Landon.
Thank you, Terry.
Well, as we tape the show here on November 19th, you just finished your first round of playoff, and you beat Portage soundly, 63-22.
Yeah.
The game started in kind of an ominous way, onside kick, and then the very first play from scrimmage, this guy by the name of Landon Peterson takes the ball on a jet sweep and to the house. It's like, oh my goodness, what was that like?
It was cool. I loved it. You know. It was really simple, not simple, but I almost knew that it was going to happen. I knew it was going to be the first play of the game. We always know what our first play of the game is going to be like. And so getting that ball and just getting around the outside, using my speed, it was good.
So you set the stage for, I think you got ahead in the running clock and you went 28 points in the first quarter, and after that it was all over with. But for a lot of the season, and talking to Coach Yash a little bit, it was a little bit inconsistent with your offense. You didn't really showcase the strength of your offense as much as you did in that game.
Yeah, I would agree. With talking with Yash and with our players, going back and forth, it's just something that we needed to get. It took a little longer to figure out what works and what doesn't, get the right play calls going and stuff like that. But once we started figuring out, we got our run game, we have our running backs going good, we have our wide receivers going good, we got Aiden throwing good. You know, that's when we start clicking on all cylinders, and that's when we start, putting up 28 points in a quarter.
Well, yeah, I mean, you really showcase your talent, and now, of course, we're going to talk about that, but now, as we tape the show here, you're on the verge of traveling to Baraboo for game number 2 of an abbreviated postseason, which will be the end of the year for you.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the season now. You're 5-2. And you missed a couple of games with COVID. Mm-hmm. Right now you're on par to have another great season, not like you had last year, but your statistics show 5 touchdowns, 250 yards. So based on all the things that have happened, are you satisfied?
I honestly couldn't be happier. I'm thankful for that. We even got a season, really. I mean, it's insane how Yash even talking at the Rock yesterday at practice is just, we're lucky to even be here. It's crazy. And so the fact that we got to play 8 games, and I got the ability to, like you said, score 5 touchdowns, 200-some yards. It's all, I'll take every yard I can get, every touchdown I can get.
How did you go through that period of time when you couldn't practice, you couldn't play? A lot of unsettling among the society in general, and a lot of young people have mental health issues because they're struggling with virtual learning, all the things that go with it, being isolated from their friends.
Yeah, I kind of went through those periods too. I never would have ever thought that I'd be watching my own football game from my house on a live stream. So I think that was kind of tough watching that. But I mean, I just, you did what you did, and I stayed positive through it all, and got in the weight room. I have a weight room at my house just to, stay in check, stay fit, and then just support the guys. It's just what you got to do. A lot of authors are concerned with, there's a lot of articles about the turmoil in this country and how it affects young people. We talked about from virtual education to the toxic presidential election, social issues with race, and all the things that are very difficult for young people. And so how do you perceive that, and what can young people do to try to rectify the situation? I think I personally, when I talk about politics, I don't really like to talk about politics, and I don't really like the fact that it's super conflicting and people fight about it a lot. I'm very, very open to people's opinions. I haven't really talked to you very much, but I mean, just from talking with you, it's just, I respect your opinions, I respect what everybody else thinks, and I'm never going to get on you and say that my opinion's better than yours. And I just think that people need to take that into account, that, everybody else is different than everybody else. And I don't think people really, go through that and in their minds and just say, you know, I'm going to believe what I believe. Maybe I agree with you, maybe I don't, but yeah.
Our guest this week, Landon Peterson, but in a few years, Generation Z, which is who you are, your group, you'll be making the decision, and it'll be your world. How do you want to see this world?
I just want to see it heal, honestly. I think with COVID and everything, that's a big blow. That's it's huge. I mean, nobody would ever thought, if you would have said this 5 years ago, you're gonna have a pandemic and you're gonna be sitting inside and you're gonna have to lock down and can't do anything. Everybody would have thought you were crazy, you know. And so I think for the future generations, people just need to be mindful of, germs, washing your hands, being safe for the elderly or the very, very young, watching out for those types of people, and just staying safe in everyday life, making sure the world is doing good, everything's healthy, the trees are growing, the polar ice caps aren't melting, and all this and that with climate change.
So you talk about all that stuff in class, don't you?
Oh yeah. How can you go away from it? It's one of the biggest times in history, going back, and my kids are gonna look back and say, oh my gosh, you went through that. And it's like, yeah, we did. I lived through it, and I'm a living representation, but just to show that you can really go through something.
Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see happen in this world. You, Landon Peterson, be the change.
Yeah.
How are you going to change? How has this changed you?
I think it's changed me as an individual to, at the beginning of the pandemic, I remember reading articles seeing that, that the climate change was getting better as people were told to stay inside and not go out as much. The CO2 levels were dropping and all this. That was a huge problem before the pandemic hit. Everybody was worried about the climate and how the world is going to come to an end. And and I think during this pandemic, it's really showed people that you need to think about the things that are struggling and that you don't think about on a daily basis. Converting to electric energy, not using so much gas, oil, all this stuff like that, and thinking about other parts of the world that, maybe you don't think about.
How about social justice issues?
I think it's a really tough time in our history. I think what's going on is bad. It's not good. It's definitely not bad. And with my dad, being a police officer, it's tough. My dad works right here in our La Crosse County and has been here for over 18 years. And my dad has been from everything from a dare officer to on the street patrolling, and now he watches over all of the street cars, and it's just he's been there through it all, and he's a very positive guy, and I really just wish people, like I said, would just have their own opinions and stick to them, and then respect other people's opinions.
Well said. And speaking of family, I know your family quite well. I know your dad, I know your mom, I know grandpa and so on, but when Landon Peterson is on the football field,
yeah. When
Landon Peterson is running track and field, do you feel the support from your family?
Oh, I feel way more support from my family. The family grows on through the community. I love this small town feel of Onalaska, 17,000, 18,000 people, and it's just, without that Friday night and there's 900 people in the stands, it's way different. But I know there's 1,000 people tuning in, watching a live stream.
A lot of people don't have the support that you have had. I know your grandfather quite well. He's going to watch this show. Your extended family. I mean, it's pretty special to you. You're pretty lucky. Do you know that?
Yeah, I do. And I really do think it's a blessing. Seriously, I couldn't be where I am without them, without my friends, without my coaches. I couldn't be anywhere near where I'm at right now without all of them.
Let's shift gears to tonight.
Sounds good.
Tonight, end of Landon Peterson's career.
Yeah.
It started before you even entered school and you had a taste of sports, and now you're a few hours away from being at the very end of your football career.
Yeah.
Emotional?
100%. It really is emotional, but I've really dedicated. I recently lost my grandmother during this actually during the pandemic, April 1st of this year, and so I really have dedicated everything I've really done to her. She's like the main reason why I'm so positive, and you'll never see me in a bad mood. I try to look at the positive outlooks of life because she really went through all the ups and downs in life. She was really in a really low period, and you know, she did what she did, and she fought through it. She fought as hard as she could, and that's what I continue to do.
So mentally tonight, as you take the field in Baraboo, and as you end probably at 9 o'clock tonight, that's going to be on your mind?
She really never ever leaves my mind. I'm always thinking about her. I'm always making sure I'm doing what's right for her and as long as my family. But, you know, I know what she would want me to do is she'd want me to celebrate.
What do you want people to see tonight as you walk off the field in terms of remembering your career?
You know, I want people to remember that I want to be the very best, honestly. That's just what I want to be. And I walked off that field, and starting my sophomore year of high school at Onalaska, getting the ability to start under Coach Yash, and you know, playing with all these great guys, Austin Larson, all that stuff, I would have never thought that I would have got that a chance or opportunity, and I did. And I never took it for granted, and I really just worked as hard as I could. So I just want people to know that those sophomores that are going to play now, they don't got much time.
Are you going to tell them that tonight?
Oh, they already know. They already know.
Well, good. And I'm anxious to see the results tonight. We're going to be broadcasting another game, but I'm confident that you're going to showcase your skills, and it'll be a good day for the Hilltop as well.
Thank you.
We're going to step aside for a minute. When we come back, more here on Seven Rivers Sports.
With our busy lives, it's a comfort to know that we can still remember loved ones in a traditional way with a monument. Lewiston Monuments in Lewiston, Minnesota has been helping families purchase a monument for over 4 generations. You'll find a large selection of beautiful granite, marble, and bronze monuments, all at competitive prices. And they're a full-service company, so they also do straightening, cleaning, and repair of monuments. Stop in or call for a no-obligation consultation, or visit lewistonmonument.com for more information.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. This week, Landon Peterson, one of the very best to ever be a student athlete at Onalaska High School. Well, Landon, we talked about football. Now let's pivot into track and field. That's really where the name Landon Peterson surfaced throughout the community. As a sophomore, state champ, and you did throughout the season, throughout the MVC. You won all kinds of meets. You had just a breakout year as a sophomore. Then last year, no track and field.
Yep.
Let's go back to your sophomore year.
Let's do it. So, yeah, obviously a big year. I really underestimated myself as an athlete, and going into that year, I would have never been able to tell you that I was going to do the things that I did. You know, being able to be in that position is something I'll forever be grateful for. You know, I'm beyond blessed to be able to call myself a state champ as a sophomore, and you know, I'm very happy that I am able to do that and that I was able to put down the numbers that I put down.
Named one of the best hurdlers in the Cooley region in the history of track and field. Wow.
Yeah.
What did you think when you read that?
You know, I think I could do better. You know, there's still people ahead of me. There's still people that are better than me. You know, and my mentality is that I want to be the best. Even if I am number one, it doesn't matter.
Well, let's fast forward to this coming spring of 2021. Let's hope that there is a spring season at the high school level.
I believe there will be.
All right.
I hope so.
Well, okay, what are we going to see from Landon Peterson in the spring on Alaska track and field?
I'm going to go out there and just have an absolute blast. You know, missing out that last season, that was huge. I prepped all winter for a big year because I wanted to be that much better, and I wanted to put myself up that much higher. But, you know, I'm looking for times that have really never been done around here. Like state records, maybe state all-time records, we'll see. But I'm going to keep working and keep doing it the very best that I can.
And you caught the attention of a lot of college coaches, including Coach Tim Cawley, who I talked to just the other day. And, of course, Landon is going to be at the University of Idaho.
Yep.
And here's what Tim Cawley says about Landon Peterson. Landon is a passionate young man, and you can see it in the way he competes in school and in sports. We are truly excited to have him join the Vandal family in Moscow, Idaho. Population 25,000.
Yeah.
The Big Sky Conference, all the way to Idaho. How the heck did that happen?
You know, I really told my dad, and I said, since I was a kid, you know, it's always been your dream to, if you're an athlete, you want to go D1 and not full ride. I want to be D1 and go full ride at Wisconsin or blah, 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 this, that, and the other. You know, and when you get older, you start to realize that that's not what you want. You want that family feel. You want where you're going to be for the next 4 years to feel like home, to feel like I can really succeed there. And I feel like Tim and Kathleen are great people, fantastic people. I feel like they're really going to be a family out there, and I feel like I can really succeed out there.
You know, speaking of quotes, then, Coach Yass, who's a friend of mine, talked about you too as both a track athlete and as a Hilltopper football player, and you're a fun kind of kid, you're engaged, and that's quite a compliment too.
Yeah, it is. Coming from my head coach, I've been reading, you know, reading all the articles he does on the Tribune, and whenever they say something about me, and then he has a comment about me, and I'm really grateful because, you know, I would have never think that Coach Yass would ever say that about me, because sometimes I might forget a play and he'll yell at me, and that's what I just usually am used to. But, you know, he's one of my biggest mentors, really. Him and Darren Shepherdson, you know, my track coach. Those are the two biggest teachers I've ever had. Including role models are your grandmother. You talked about her, and your father is a role model. You mentioned in your profile that your favorite and your toughest opponent is yourself. What did you mean by that? I feel, like I said, I go out on the field, I'm not afraid of anybody. I don't care how good you are, how bad you are. I'm never going to fear anybody. I'll only fear myself. Because the only thing that's going to let me down is my mind. You know, really, that's it. And, you know, if I think to myself, I'm not going to catch this football, I'm not going to catch the football. I'm not going to run this time, I'm not going to run that time. I got to have that mentality that, you know, I'm going to do the best, and I'm going to be the best out on the field every single down, every single play.
The lone warrior mentality.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The lone warrior mentality simply says, you don't know what I'm doing, but later you'll understand.
Exactly.
Is that you?
That's me. It's actually in my Instagram bio. Quote unquote lone warrior in there.
What does that mean?
I fight alone, really, I do. You know, being with the team, though, the team aspect for me is a huge thing, but, you know, I fight my own challenges on that team, on the track team, on the football team. I fight my own challenges, and I put in the work, and I fight my own battles when you don't watch me, you know, when you don't see me on the TV.
What are your battles when we don't see you on the field or on the in school? What are they?
You know, they could range. I could be, you know, working out till 11 o'clock at night, getting up in the early mornings and, you know, going up and running, doing sprint work, doing hurdle work when people are still asleep. Personal things, like I say to my grandma, that's a battle that nobody really understands.
One of the things, Landon, that people struggle with is the level of contentment. They're not really comfortable in their own skin. Are you?
I'm very comfortable in my own skin. And, you know, anybody that knows me will tell you that I'm there for everybody. You know, I'm never gonna dislike you unless I have a reason to. Like, well, why would I? And so I'm very comfortable in my own skin, and I'm very, you know, proud to be who I am.
But you also said your philosophy of life is life is too short to be mad at other people.
Yes.
You're never mad at anyone?
Not unless I have a reason to, but no, I'm really not. I'm really an upbeat person, and I like to make others, I like to have people radiate off of my, you know, positivity and my happiness, and, you know, I like to make people's day better. That honestly makes me that makes me the happiest out of a lot of things.
As you reflect back on your high school career, and it won't end until the spring of 2021, any regrets?
No, just learning.
Any regrets academically?
No, I don't have any regrets academically. Again, they're all just learning. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from, you know, just doing something wrong in class or something like that. And it's just, that's a part of high school. It's a part of being a kid.
A lot of people struggle with the mental aspect of sports and school and so on. You seem to have some unique mental abilities, discipline, focus.
Yeah.
How did you acquire that?
I really don't know. You know, I don't, like I said, I love to spread positivity, and, you know, why would I be negative if I want to spread positivity? I got to be positive myself at all times. And, you know, well, my day could be, you know, I could have a storm cloud above my head and it's pouring, like I got bad things just raining on me. I'll just still have a smile on my face. And that's just what I want people to know about me, is that, you know, I'm never this mean guy, big athlete, you can't talk to me. I don't care if I have no idea who you are. I want you, you can reach out to me. I do not care.
A lot of young people watch this show. Landon Peterson is a guest speaker at one of the elementary schools in Onalaska. Onalaska Middle, you're the guest speaker, one of those schools. Students are sitting on the edge of the bleachers looking and listening and wanting some advice how to someday be a Landon Peterson. What are you going to tell them?
I'm just going to tell them to work hard no matter what. Every day. Every day you got to be better than what you were before, than you were yesterday. You know, continually being better and, you know, working hard. Don't let other people take you off of your goals or your dreams. You know, I would have never thought that I'd be a Division I track athlete, full ride, don't have to worry about college loans, anything like that. I would have never thought about that from the get-go, because I didn't even start track until freshman year of high school. Really trying to be a track athlete. But I want all the young kids to know that, you know, I'll be there for you. I'm there. I'm a living representation of any athlete that, you know, wants to be as good as they think they can be. Because whatever you think up here, you can do. It doesn't matter. There's nothing stopping you but yourself.
Fast forward your life. You go to Idaho, you have a great career there, then you go to the Olympics, which we're all hoping, but whether that happens or not, the future will determine that.
Yeah.
And then you're on to a working world and so on. What are we going to see Landon Peterson doing?
I'm going to go to do my 4 years, and whether I do amazing in track or not, make it to a professional athlete, whatever, but I plan on coming right back home. You know, I want to come back to my roots. I want to be around for those people, and I'm going to go to school to be a pre-PT, maybe finish up my school here at UBL to get my master's and stuff, but I'm planning on being a physical therapist, working in the hospital and with the athletes, because I don't want to ever go away from that.
So your life is planned out?
Yeah, pretty much.
And you've choreographed it, and you know exactly what the future holds for Landon Peterson.
I hope so. And, you know, like I said, if I get a few curveballs here and there, it's life.
You can handle it.
I can handle it.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. First time I've ever been able to sit down with somebody that I knew but not real close and friends or anything, but now I know the insight, and so do you, of Landon Peterson. Very impressive.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. It was awesome.
All right. Our guest again, Onalaska High School student athlete Landon Peterson. He did a great job. We'll be back with some closing thoughts right after this.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
When you're faced with the decision of selecting a monument to honor someone dear to you, call Lewiston Monuments for a no-obligation consultation. Lewiston Monument is a full-service monument company, serving families in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for over 4 generations. You'll find beautiful granite, marble, and bronze memorials, all at competitive prices. Their experts can help you design the perfect and unique memorial. Lewiston Monument. Call today or on the web at lewistonmonument.com.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. I hope you enjoyed this week's interview. Landon Peterson, student-athlete from Onalaska High School. Well, next week a special show as we salute the memory of Scott Erickson here on Seven Rivers Sports. I hope you won't miss this special show. Well, that's it this week. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have an active and a healthy week ahead.